All right, let's just get right into it. The road to Elimination Chamber. Wow. It completely exploded this week on SmackDown. We're talking betrayals, we're talking brutal attacks, and returns nobody saw coming. So let's not waste any more time. Let's break down the top 10 moments from an absolutely insane night. And you want to know what lit the fuse for the whole night? It was this right here. Cody Rhodes, just laying into the World Heavyweight Champion, Drew McIntyre. Man, this wasn't just some stare down. This was a straight-up declaration of war. It made things personal, and it set the tone for everything else. So yeah, let's get to the action. So kicking off our countdown, these first few moments are all about one thing, making a statement. You either climbed the ladder or you got knocked right off of it. All right, let's kick it off. Coming in at number 10, look, this is one of those moments that's just pure athletic genius. It's why they tell you to never, ever blink during a match. And here's why. Tiffany Stratton just keeps showing us she's not just athletic, she's one of the smartest people in that ring. You see Alba Fire flying through the air, going for that swanton bomb, right? Game over for most people. But Tiffany? Unbelievable ring IQ. Gets the knees up at the perfect moment, and that one smart move was all it took. She creates the opening, hits that gorgeous moonsault of hers, and boom! That's a huge win. Okay, number 9. You know, some matches aren't about who gets the 1, 2, 3. They're just about total annihilation. And what we saw here was honestly terrifying. Just pure, unfiltered dominance. I mean, Oba Femi didn't just beat Kit Wilson. He played with him. He completely humiliated him, tossed him around that ring like a rag doll. I mean, like he weighed absolutely nothing. And then he just plants him with the fall from grace. This wasn't a victory, folks. This was a message. A brutal, painful message to every single person in that locker room. Coming in at number 8, have you ever seen a victory that was absolutely locked in? A 100% sure thing just disappear? Gone in the blink of an eye? Well, that's exactly what happened here. Get this. Charlotte Flair has Nia Jax trapped. I mean, dead center of the ring, locked in the figure 8. It's over. Nia's got nowhere to go, she's about to tap, and then bam, out of absolutely nowhere, Kiana James runs in, breaks the hold, and just like that, Nia steals the win. A complete shocker that just robbed the queen of a huge, huge victory. All right, we're hitting the middle of the pack now, and trust me, this is where the night really started to get violent. The chaos was only just beginning. So for number 7, we're looking at the war for the women's tag team titles, and it is escalating fast. This wasn't just a match anymore. It completely broke down into an absolute brawl. So Rhea Ripley is in the middle of her match, and suddenly she's getting jumped by Nia Jax and Lash Legend. This was a message, plain and simple. A brutal one sent right to the champs. But before they could do any real damage, her partner, Io Sky, just explodes into the ring, I mean like a bolt of lightning, to even the odds and save Rhea from a seriously nasty beatdown. At number 6 is a lesson. Really, it's a cold, hard look at what happens when you're all alone and the wolves start circling. There is nothing more dangerous in this business than being outnumbered. Ilya Dragunov just went through a war. He's exhausted, and that's when the MFTs hit the ring. They swarmed him like sharks. But look at how they did it. It was pure strategy. They cut off the ring, made sure Ilya had nowhere to go. And the second Matt Cardona runs down to try and help, they take him out too. Just like that, it's a 5-on-2 mauling, and both guys are left completely destroyed. Okay, so we've seen a lot of physical attacks. But as we crack the top 5, you're going to see that sometimes the words cut way, way deeper than any punch or kick ever could. The biggest shots of the night, they came from a microphone. All right, kicking off our top 5, this is what it looks like when a champion stands tall, surveys the entire battlefield of challengers, and shows not a single ounce of fear. The EST Bianca Belair, in the middle of that ring, and she had something to say. Not just to Liv Morgan, but to everybody. She looked at that list of killers in the Elimination Chamber, and you know what? She didn't flinch. She welcomed it. She ran down the names one by one and basically said, "Bring it on, I'll beat every single one of you, and I'm walking out of WrestleMania with this title." That's what you call champion's confidence. Number 4. Man, this was the moment the floodgates opened. It was a war of words that got so raw, so personal, it felt like we were watching years of tension just spill out right in front of us. This cut deep. So you've got this simmering tension between Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn, and it finally boiled over. And this wasn't just about a match. This was about 2 completely different worldviews clashing. You've got Cody, the golden boy, who says, I took my opportunities. And then you've got Sami, the ultimate underdog, who's basically saying, yeah, because everything always goes your way. This was real. This was years of resentment just pouring out. But in that entire fiery exchange, there was one line, one sentence that just cut through everything else. It summed up 10 years of frustration in just a few words. And that is our number 3 moment. Listen to this. Cody, you were chosen. Nobody chose me. Wow. Just wow. With those few words, Sami Zayn just put it all out there. You could feel the weight of his entire career in that sentence. It was a total gut punch, and honestly, it did more damage than any move in the ring could have. It left Cody, and pretty much everyone watching, absolutely speechless. Okay, here we go. We are down to the final 2. The intensity is through the roof. The end of the show was all about championship chaos and a cowardly attack that has huge, huge implications for WrestleMania. Coming in at number 2. This was just a despicable, cowardly act of revenge. This is what happens when a champion's ego gets bruised and he just can't take it. So Drew McIntyre gets thrown onto the building, right? But he doesn't leave. He sneaks back in, slithers through the crowd, and while Randy Orton's back is turned, Drew just blindsides him. A vicious shot to the head with that World Heavyweight Championship belt. Cody Rhodes comes sprinting down, trying to make the save, but he's just a second too late. The damage was already done. The Viper, down and out. And just when you think that's it, that's how the show ends, just when you thought the chaos couldn't possibly get any crazier, the entire game changed. The whole road to WrestleMania got flipped on its head in an instant. And here it is. This is it. The number 1 moment from SmackDown. A return so shocking, so out of the blue. Absolutely nobody was ready for this. So picture this. Cody Rhodes is checking on his friend Randy Orton. He's vulnerable. The lights go out. Pitch black. When they come back up, Aleister Black is just there, standing in the ring, and before Cody or anyone can even figure out what's happening, wham, a black mass right out of nowhere. Cody is laid out cold. SmackDown goes off the air in total stunned silence. So that leaves us with this one chilling question. Cody Rhodes wants to finish his story? Well, look at the road ahead. He's got a bitter, vengeful champion in Drew McIntyre who will stop at nothing. And now, this dark, unpredictable force in Aleister Black is back, and he's gunning for Cody. You tell me, how in the world does he navigate that? The path to WrestleMania might have just become impossible.